Lord bless us, this is going to be a great day.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is a really nice, lovely, special video, and I'm going to bookend this video with me at home talking about the middle bit of the video. So basically, this is a video celebrating the fact that today I met MJ from Reading This Life and we had a day together in London. So it wasn't a full day because I couldn't leave work until the afternoon, but I got to London as soon as I could, and we filled up our time really well. We did loads of things and it was awesome. And in a minute you're going to see my excited face on the train as I talk about the fact that I'm on my way to see MJ in London, and then talk a bit about London, and then afterwards, at the end of the video, the other bookend will be me talking about the book haul. So there's 7 books I want to talk about, which I got today, which was really awesome. So the idea was that we'd meet up, and I thought it'd be really nice if I showed MJ foils, because foils is huge. So I thought that'd be really good, and I also thought she might be interested in seeing Forbidden Planet because she reads a lot of science fiction and fantasy and horror, so she might want to see Forbidden Planet. And obviously the mega store is just amazing, and downstairs of the London mega store of Forbidden Planet is so brilliant. So I did ask her if she wanted to see that, and she did. And actually what ended up happening was the first shop we found in the trio of shops that I love to delve into when I go down there was FOP. So that was the first one, and I did say to her, I don't know if you remember me mentioning on the channel, but there was this shop where you can get like all these great classics for £7, and I don't know if you want to nip in there on our way to the other ones we're going to and all that. So so that was cool. So we went to those 3, and we did other things which I'll talk about in the middle bit of the video. So yeah, over to me on a train. So I'm on the train and I'm on my way to London to meet up with MJ from Reading This Life. So if you've not checked out the channel Reading This Life, I'm sure you have, then you need to check out her channel. But it's really cool because she's come over from America, and I couldn't take the whole day off because I'm a teacher, so I've just got the afternoon off, and I'm going to meet her, which is really cool because, you know, we talk all the time online. I watch her every day, and it's really cool to meet her in person. So we're going to go to Foyles, buy some books, and then we'll see what else happens.
Please mind the gap between the train and the platform edge.
In it. It's funny because I'm a bit self-conscious of speaking on a train. I'm actually between the carriages. There's a couple of seats here which I'm just nipping onto. I'll probably go into the main carriage in a second, but I just thought I'd also add that I like to read on a train, and I'm now into the 3rd book in my Ray Bradbury deep dive, which is The October Country. So this has most of the stories in Dark Carnival. I haven't got Dark Carnival, it's very difficult to get, it's very expensive, but I'm going to read all the stories in here as the Dark Carnival, and then whatever wasn't in here from the Dark Carnival and try and find elsewhere. So I've got a big short story collection that might feature the other stories, but if not, this is where I'm going to next, the October Country, and it really is great timing because it fits Horror Mayhem as well. So yeah, Ray Bradbury's October Country I'm going to be reading again in a moment on the train.
This is your guard speaking. Welcome aboard your 12:55 South Western Railway service to London Waterloo via Guildford.
So, I'm on my way back now, but what you just saw was us looking around Foyles. So Foyles was the big place we wanted to go to, and you know, suitably impressive bookshop. I think it's enormous, and we had a great time looking through it. We also went in FOP and Forbidden Planet as well, so that was really awesome, and we found some stuff there, and I'll tell you about the stuff that I bought at those 3 shops. And then we went to Covent Garden, and that was because we wanted to find, or they wanted to find, an old pub. So I had to look up to see where the old pubs were, and there was one from the 17th century, so 1623 I think it said it was built, which was the Lamb and Flag. So we found that in Covent Garden. It's a really nice excuse to go to Covent Garden because it's a lovely part of London. So we went around Covent Garden and we saw a street performer as well, so that was really awesome, and had a drink. So and it turns out MJ is a cider fan like I am, which was cool, and then we parted ways, but it was such an awesome opportunity to meet up. And it is, you know, when people talk about the friendships they make on YouTube, it's real. It's real friendship, and it's just so magical to have actually properly met up. And we had a really good chat in the pub, and it was just a really cool day. So yeah, I'm going to switch now to a home video where I talk about the book haul and tell you about the books I bought. But very, very special day meeting up with MJ from Reading This Life. Check out her channel. So as I said earlier, I'm going to talk about the book haul. I'm going to talk about the 7 books that I got today. I also got given these lovely bookmarks from MJ. So get these Reading This Life bookmarks. They're lovely, and support her channel. QR code, look at that. I also picked up one of these in foils for MJ, and I got one myself. So this was quite apt because MJ bought this book, so it was quite nice that there were bookmarks on the counter, and I said to the lady, "Are these free?" And she said they were, so I grabbed them. So that was nice. Anyway, so the first shop we went in was FOP, and as I said, they got it's basically a record shop, and it's also got loads of DVDs and videos and Blu-rays and that. But they got a fantastic book section, and these are the 4 books I got. So if you imagine this 2 for £7 thing, I basically spent £14 on these 4 books. So I got these 2 collections, the Ursula K. Le Guin, The Unreal and the Real, Volume 1 and Volume 2. So it's actually unusual for me to see books that I haven't got in a shop, and I have seen them before, but I hadn't got them yet. So this carries on with my collection. I've got so much Ursula K. Le Guin now, and it's awesome. I want to get some of her non-fiction, some of the stuff where she writes about writing. But this was really awesome, so I'm going to read these soon. So that was nice to find. So The Unreal and the Real. And I bought 2 books that are actually books that were recommended by booktubers, so that's pretty cool that we can bung a few other mentions in here, because Ollie from Criminally has already talked about The Postman Always Rings Twice. I didn't know about it from the film, so I've saw the film many years ago, but I thought it'd be really cool to read the book, and Ollie was saying how great the book is, so I've got that at FOP as well. And Brian from Bookish has talked about this one a few times, the new Jim Crow. So I bought that as well in FOP. So all of those 4 books were just £14, which is madness, isn't it? Very close to that, just down the road from that, is the big Forbidden Planet. And I didn't buy that much there, but I did buy something that absolutely made my day, and that was this. So I might have said before that Richard Matheson was my favourite author. He's certainly joint favourite at least. I do intend, once I've done my Ray Bradbury stuff, I'm going to read Richard Matheson as completely as I can, so that I can really know if I can say he's my favourite author. But he's certainly the biggest candidate. And this is a book I've never had. So this is his crime novels. 3 novels of suspense put together. Noir. So obviously he usually writes fantasy, horror, science fiction kind of stuff, and this is a bit different, and they've been put into one book. So I can't wait to read this. So Richard Matheson Noir. Richard Matheson. The first instrumental I ever wrote, I called it Matheson. Just throw that out there. But Foils, I bought 2 books. So this is a book that I have read, but I was going to read it again because I wanted to read the other 2 books in the series, and I can't remember enough about it. I feel like I need to read this first one again. And I really like Blake Crouch, so I bought Pine. So I saw that on the shelf, which was really nice because I hadn't seen the Pine stuff on the shelf, because they when I discovered them, they kind of put them out of print because they were going to reprint them, which they did. This is a new version of Pines, and they had one of the other ones in there as well, right next to it, and you can see that they've come out as a package. But I've got the other 2 because I found them secondhand. So when I read this, I read the library copy. I read it out of the library. So now I've got this. I can reread it. So I've got Pines. So I got that in Foils. And I also bought this hard case crime book, Blood Sugar. So I don't know if you've... I think we thought we might have seen someone talk about this on their channel. But I was drawn by this because I do look for these, because I discovered that series from the 3 Stephen King books that are in the series. And I've got a few others, and they are interesting books, and some of them are written by famous authors under pseudonyms as well, which I find interesting. So I'm going to carry on trying to find these books. But Blood Sugar, I'll just read you the plot on the back. So, where is it? In a ruined home at the end of Yellow Street, an angry outcast hatches a scheme to take revenge for all the wrongs he suffered. With the help of 3 alienated kids, he plans to hide razor blades, poison, and broken glass in Halloween candy, maiming or killing dozens of innocent children. But as the clock ticks closer to sundown, will one of his helpers, an innocent himself, carry out or defeat the plan? So, quite a crazy, extreme, and wild plot. It's the sort of thing you imagine maybe John Waters might have come up with or something like that. So yeah, it sounds pretty grim, but clearly it's going to have a light touch about it. So I read the back and I thought that's the other purchase I have to make today. So there we go. 7 books, 2 from Foils, 4 from FOP, and this awesome Richard Matheson book from Forbidden Planet. Forbidden Planet is still magical to me. I was saying to MJ that I didn't actually get to London until I was in my late teens, and it was such a magical place to me. I mean, there was also the IRA terrorists happening when I was a kid around that time, which made London a bit scary as well. But it was this magical place that was like kind of this untouchable thing. So I've always felt like it's a lovely place. It's got this magic about it. And my friend was making frequent visits to London and to Forbidden Planet. I kept hearing about this place, and that put this sort of big kind of mystical magic to it as well. And I just love walking around it because it's huge, the one in London, and you can be there for ages. So it was really cool to find that Richard Matheson book. So besides that, I wanted to talk about the book haul aspect of it. But let's go back to that middle section of this video and talk about how great it was, and to see MJ and husband, and how these friendships are real. We were talking about the fact that not everyone gets the Booktube thing when we talk about it to our friends and our other halves or whatever, and it's like some of them think it's a bit weird, and it's like, no, this is real connection, and it's talking about something we love, as in reading, and you know, we kind of bond on things that we can relate to together, or you know, it's just an interesting discussion we can have about stuff, but also, you know, it's real. You know, we can talk about other things as well, and you know, it's genuine friendship. So, you know, I was very excited to meet them, and this would be the case with any of the booktubers that I've become friends with that live far away. So it was just really, really awesome, and I just think it reinforces that idea that what we do in this community is real. It's not just silly or superficial. It's awesome. So big shout out to MJ and to Chatty, who I almost met, but then we couldn't align. It looked like we were going to meet, the three of us were going to meet together, but in the end we did it at different times of the day because Chatty couldn't meet as late as that. So shout out to Chatty as well, and to Ollie and Brian, because they inspired these two purchases. And actually, Roy Reads Anything was also almost responsible for another purchase today, but I didn't get it in the end, but I'm going to get it soon, and that was that book. I forgot what it's called. It's got the word fire in the title, and I saw it like 3 times as I was walking past it, and it's like got it's like a drama set around a dub reggae band, and it looked really interesting from what he said about it, and I was reading the back on the book as well, and I almost got it. But yeah, it's a big shout out to Roy as well. But big shout out to Booktube. Booktube's awesome, isn't it? Yeah!
Paint me a picture of what it's like to be